All right, man. You already know what it is. Jay Williams, Let's Live Life, and we're back tonight. I got one of the highest recommended interviews I've had in a while. A lot of people have hit me up in the comments section, had emails sent. People have hit me on TikTok and said, "You need to interview Staying Out the Way Tre." So shortly after hearing his name, I looked into him, and somehow or another we linked up, and that's what we're doing tonight, man. Staying Out the Way to Tre. How you doing, Tre?
Chilling, man. I'm chilling, Jay. Relaxing, man, on this Saturday. Staying out the way, brother.
Yeah, that's what
On
we
the
do,
couch.
right? Where did you grow up, and how was your childhood?
I actually grew up in kind of two different places, man. I was born in North Carolina, Fort Bragg, North Carolina. That's where I was born at because my pops was in the military. So, my mom's side of the family is from Charleston, South Carolina. Like, I don't know if you heard of that, Charleston, South Carolina, the Geechee
Mm-hmm.
State. You know what I mean? That's where my mom is from. So, we grew up. I kind of grew up in North Charleston as a young dude because, we lived. My pops was in the military after I was born. We lived in Germany as I was a infant, and we moved to
Germany.
Colorado. Germany, yeah, Fort Bragg. I mean, not Fort Bragg, Frankfurt.
Okay,
Frankfurt. I think it's Boot Frankfurt, no, Germany. One of them jumps, man. I can't
something
think
like
of the
that.
name of them. Yeah, but we left there and went to Colorado Springs, and we was there for a year and a half. Then we came back to South Carolina, and when we came back, that's kind of like when my mom and pops kind of like split up a little bit, and my mom ended up meeting somebody else, and that's like after years passed of me growing up in Charleston, she ended up meeting a guy in the military, and he was in the military in Virginia, so that's how we end up coming down here. So I grew up kind of in both spots, man. It's like like probably from like 8 to 10 to 11 in Charleston. Then I came to Virginia in 1992.
Would you say you're a good kid? Because I think when people hear military, they automatically assume disciplined. There's the whole perception that comes with being a military child. Were you a good kid?
I never was. I mean, I wouldn't say I was a good kid. Not saying it like that, but like it's just kind of like after like I say, like going through the military stuff in the beginning, I was super young. You know what I mean? I'm the youngest of three brothers, so I was the youngest. So like by the time we back in Charleston, like my mom, both side of the family, kind of like that's more the hood. Like you know what I mean? Like everybody is, you know what I mean, out there. I'm
Hmm.
watching my brother, I'm watching my uncles, everybody moving around out there. So like I'm growing up seeing that. So like I used to kind of think that was gonna be my path. Back in our days, seeing like big time drug dealers and
Hmm.
you know what I mean, stuff like that. That was kind
Those
of
were
like
the role models. Those are the role
facts,
models.
facts. So I looked at that. You know what I mean? And like, but still I wasn't bad like that. But once we got to Virginia, it was like everything changed because when I got down here, I was in fourth grade and it was like a culture change, man, because I never really wanted to leave Charleston, but coming to Norfolk, it was like even where we lived at in Norfolk, it wasn't super hood. Like I grew up on Little Creek Road, you know what I mean? Like, but it's like we was around all the hood stuff, and I went to school with all the hood dudes. So it was like the hood was in me. You know what I mean? So it
Hmm.
was like as older I got, it's like, like the bad stuff turned to this, and this turned to selling weed, and this turned to selling weed is the robbing people. And it's just a ladder of just all nonsense, man. So I wasn't bad at first, but like coming to Virginia, I kind of like just, I did a lot of bad things. I ain't even gonna lie, Jay, man. I was kind of wild when I got to Virginia though, as a young kid, bro.
You say that the first time you got in trouble, were you a teenager or an adult?
As far as my big trouble, I went to prison or just trouble.
Like, did you have teen trouble, or was it just like most people, just little shit here and there, or did you get in like serious trouble, go to detention centers and stuff?
I got in trouble. I got caught stealing back when I was like young in Charleston. We was in Charleston still. But when
Okay,
like I ducked upstate, I ducked upstate. Never when we came to Virginia, I never went to juvenile. I ducked all of that. I ducked
so
all of
would
that.
so you going to prison and getting locked up and all. This was a new thing for you. This isn't something you've been doing your whole life like a lot of guys.
Facts, Jay, man. Like, I got locked up at 17, bro. Like I was 17 years old, man.
And at 17, you say that's when you caught all your serious charges, right?
Right,
And I'm assuming they
right.
tried you as an adult, right?
Yep,
All right, run us down. How do you end up going to prison at 17? You're a kid that's raised up in a military family, that's moved around, that's now ended up in Norfolk, Virginia, that has now kind of drawn towards the guys you hang out with and started doing what they do. You're now on the
right.
street. What sends you to prison at 17, man?
Man, being stupid, bro. Like everybody knew I was being stupid, man. But like, back then, like it was different. Like kind of, I didn't think I was gonna get as much time out that I got doing what I was doing. But I went to prison for robbery, man. Like we just like it just became like a habit of us just like, being in a car and it's me, my homeboy driving, and we go, let's go out to Virginia Beach. Cause that's where I caught my case at. Let's go out Virginia Beach, randomly pull up on somebody, give me your wallet. Like we did that so many times, probably like on the fourth, fifth try a day. Like it might be somebody that got 400, 500 in their wallet. This dude got 600 in his wallet. One dude had 1,500 in his wallet. So after a while, as you young, you know what I mean? Like that shit kind of like it became addictive. Like it
Hmm.
was the stupidest thing I ever done in my life. I ain't gonna lie to you, man.
And you're
Thinking
getting
back
away
on
with
it,
it. That's another thing people fail to realize. You start getting away with it. When you start getting away with it, you start to get more careless. You know what I mean? You go
facts,
harder
man.
with it. You start the first time you might wait a little bit after you do that first one before you do the second one. Once you've done it 4 or 5 times, you're doing it day in and day out. It's nothing to it. So I assume you rob somebody and it all goes bad. How does it go bad?
Man, it goes bad because like on the last time when I robbed somebody though, man, it was a time that I was actually on the phone with my wife, man, and she told me don't go nowhere that night, man. Like I remember that night like it was yesterday, man. I was on the phone with her. I'm watching Midnight Love with BT. Remember that used to come on like 12 o'clock, Jake, back in the
Hmm.
day. So it's
Hmm.
around that time, and like
Yeah,
my
midnight.
code
Yeah.
my co-defendant called me, man. Like you know what I mean? He wanted to indulge in this, and he wasn't a guy that was a street guy, but like seeing what we done, like I don't know what intrigued him about that, but like he ended up getting involved in this, and like he ended up getting 13 years behind it because you know what I mean, like rolling with me basically. But like that was a night I didn't want to go out. Long story short, we went out. Like we didn't see nobody the first time we went out. You know what I mean? Like on the way back, we saw somebody. You know what I mean? So when we saw him, we robbed him. You know what I mean? We didn't think this was a black dude. Now we robbed a lot of people through the year. You know what I mean? Like for real, I was supposed to have way more time. You know what I mean? But like for what they caught us for is for like the first week. I mean the last week of things and that night. So the black dude ended up calling the police, man. So they got behind us. Like they usually follow us, like when we like on the borderline in Norfolk, leaving Virginia Beach. They used sometimes the police used to mess with us back in the day. But this time he stayed behind us all the way to welcome to Norfolk. You know what I mean? So now we in Norfolk and he's still behind us. So he finally hit the blue lights. So we ended up getting away a little bit. So we skated off through a neighborhood, got away. By the time we came up, man, with police lights everywhere. You know what I mean? So I never seen the light of day until 2017 after that, man. But like it was the ultimate crash out, man. Like for real, like because a lot of people that didn't know me looking like man, like why is bro in here for all this time and messed his life up? Like you know what I mean? Like it was the ultimate crash out, Jay, man.
How
Like
much? How much time did you end up getting?
I got 18, man. The judge gave me 18 years, man. Like I got 18 years. My first time in trouble, Jay. Never been in trouble. I had four
First time
robberies.
felon. First time felon. You got
Yes,
18 years. Nobody hurt.
nobody
Nobody
hurt,
injured.
nobody injured.
Just
Virginia Beach don't play around.
right.
Virginia Beach don't
It's
play
a
around. I
tourist
had four
attraction.
robberies.
Hmm.
Say it again.
That's a tourist town. Virginia Beach
Facts.
is
It
tourist. You're
is.
not going to go out there making people scared to come to Virginia Beach. That's a multi-million-dollar business you messing with right there. They can do it. They're gonna get you up off the streets.
He threw the book at me, Jay. Like long story short, he threw the book at me, man. Like it was, it was a lot of things could have been done different. My Cody, he ended up. I had got a lawyer from Norfolk. My Cody got a lawyer from the beach, so his lawyer was able to get him 13 years plea bargain. So like when I heard him take that, like I was thinking like that was. I wasn't thinking we was gonna get that much time. But when he took a plea bargain for 13 years just to drive her, that's when I knew it was
Mm.
serious. So when I went in there, they threw the book at me, man. 18 years, suspended a bunch of time, left me with 18. So like, I was like 19, 18, going on 19 when I caught that time, man. So I was a
How
young
did your
dude,
How did
man.
your family take that?
My mom was hurt. Like my mom was hurt, man. Like her and my pops was kind of like just trying to get back because my pops he ended up moving out here and they ended up getting back together. You know what I mean? So it was like all this was happening while I was in the streets wilding. My pops he had got locked up. He came out, got his life back together, became a merchant seaman. You know what I mean? It was like just like I was already too deep in what was going on. You know what I mean? So like no, I was already acting like I was grown and like moving around at 16, 15, acting like I'm grown, man. So it was nothing that nobody could really like kind of do. Like I knew I was doing wrong. I just never thought that I would get that much time, Jay, man. I ain't gonna lie to you, man.
I'm gonna ask you how it feels, but I know how it feels. I've been given a lot of time, but they gave me 10. They gave me
Right.
40 and suspended 30. So I remember how I felt. How does that feel? Explain to the people how it feels when they come back with a verdict of 18 years for you to go do, knowing that you're gonna go do these 18 years. How does that feel for you?
Mm, man, Jay, man, I ain't even gonna lie to you, man. Like, man, when I was in that courtroom, man, like when that man started calling out all that time, because you know how they, I'm green. So like, you know how they do. They call out all the time. Then he
Mm-hmm.
suspended time. So like I
Mm-hmm.
say, I was like, I got 4 robberies, Jay, 4 use of firearms, and 4 conspiracies. So I had 12 green sheets. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So he's calling
And he
out
means
all of this
green
time.
sheets. He means greens are felonies. You got
Felonies, facts.
12
Yeah, my
felony
bad.
charges. They're green sheets.
Facts, man. So when he's calling out all of this time, like I just, man, I went blank. I seen my mom run out the courtroom for my parental, and he's just screaming. He's just calling out time and time and time. And I didn't. All I know is when I came to my senses, the bailiff dude, the sheriff dude was like, "Come on." He was taking me back to the back. It was 3 dudes in the bullpen that I was already sitting with. He'd seen that I was messed up. He was like, "I'm gonna put you in this joint." So he walked me over here. I said, "Man, look, can you find out how much time I got, man?" I said, I didn't even hear him. He was like,
Mm-hmm.
"Man, I got you, man. That's my word." He did for like 5 minutes. He came back. He handed me one of them little yellow sticky papers, the little sticky. He handed me that joint. I looked at it, Jay. That joint had a 1 and an 8 on it, man. I was like for real, I cried, bro. Like, that's a sick feeling right there, bro. I was
That's your
young,
life,
bro. Like,
man. This is your life.
I'm thinking like cars gonna be flying when I get out, man. Like, just imagine that, man. Like, this was crazy. This was in the year 2000, bro. They my release, they say 2017. Like, I'm adding up
Mm.
how old I'm gonna be. Like, it was a sick feeling, Jay, man. To answer your question, bro. Like, I was sick, bro.
How
I
long
was
did you
sick.
stay in the jail after that?
Uh, After I got my time, I stayed another year. About another
Right.
year, man. Like, yeah, I stayed about
That's
another year. I was in there forever, man. They had me in that jail forever,
miserable.
Jay.
That's miserable
Sick,
time
bro.
right there too. Everything's expensive. The food, that's all you hear about when you're in there. When you get the DOC, they got the big honey bun for the dollar. It's this big, and you hear all the rumors about DOC. Where do you end up
Tobacco,
going? Oh yeah,
tobacco.
you can smoke. You gonna smoke?
Yeah.
So where do you end up going from the jail? Where do they send you to for your first shot?
When I left the jail, man, I got sent to Deep Metals Receiving, man. That was it's a regular population compound now, but back then it was a receiving compound, which is receiving is where you go to before you go to your real spot. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So I got sent to Deep Metals, man. Like by the time I got sent to Deep Metals, like I have went through so much in the jail, man. Like
Hmm.
when you get locked up, jail, you know how it is. Just I'm from Norfolk, but if you get locked up in Virginia Beach or if it's vice versa, like you
Hmm.
outnumbered, man. Like it don't matter who you are, how big you are. You get locked up in another city, especially back then. I don't
Yeah,
know
the
how it is
cities are
now.
beefing. The cities are
Yeah,
beefing.
that's just how I
You
go.
fuck around and end up on the wrong block if you want to. That's your
They
ass,
gonna
man.
jump you.
You
Yeah, they
better
gonna
hope
jump
when you
you,
come
man.
in there, it's familiar faces or people from your city, man. That's your ass.
Facts,
So you was all
facts,
right by the
man.
time you got to prison because you had been through, what
Yeah.
you needed to go through to kind of figure out where this is at. Where do you go from Deep Meadow? That's and to let y'all know, Deep Meadow is now State Farm. That's where I came home from
Yep.
in 2024. What's your first major compound?
My first major compound was Sussex too, man. Like
Ah,
it's a lot of dudes that been there from the beginning, but I was there from the beginning. Like I
those
was one of the
robberies,
youngest.
those
That's
robberies
what
put
got
you
me
at
there.
Sussex, man. They put you otherwise you wouldn't end up at Sussex. So you show up to Sussex too. How was Sussex too?
Sussex 2 actually it wasn't even open yet, Jay, man. Sussex 1 was open before Sussex 2. They built them at the same time in 1998, but Sussex 1 was used for Virginia inmates, the high class, like we was talking about.
Hmm.
Then Sussex 2 at first in 2002, they still had, well, before 2002, they had closed Lorton down in DC. Then they was holding the Lorton inmates on Sussex 2. So they federal. So like by the time they were starting to bring Virginia inmates to Sussex 2, they was shipping all the Lawton dudes to the feds. So when we got there, they put us in 4B, which is a 4 building. They put us in there, which was the whole compound was still DC inmates. So we was locked down. And like the pod next to us, I think they had Virginia inmates, but they never let us out. We just we got there, you know what I mean? Because we came with a busload of people from Deep Metals. So we got there, we filled up the top tier, and we was locked down for like probably 3 months, man, until they got rid of those guys, man.
They
You know what
just
I
kept
mean?
y'all
But that
locked
was the
in all
crazy
day.
all day, Jay. No commissary, no nothing. Like all you can get is mail. They gave us the little GPC cigarettes for free. You know what I mean? They hit us off with that. We couldn't order nothing. Like, we couldn't order no TV at Deep Metals back then. Like, the only
Hmm.
cadres had TVs. So like
Hmm.
we didn't have no property or nothing for months.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So how do you end up? All right. So obviously you got a lot of time to do. I get it.
Right.
I've been there. You get into bid mode. How do you end up doing your bid, man? Are you that tough guy? You that you know what I mean? Or are you that guy that works out all day? What was your bid like?
Yeah,
Like who was Trey
man.
in prison, man? Like was you a bully? Was you in there slapping dudes up? Was you gang banging?
Uh,
Like What was
Nah,
your
man,
bid like? How
not
did you
really none of
bid?
the above. None of the above, Jay. Like
All those is
I
real.
didn't
All those is real
facts.
scenarios. You
They
got
are.
dudes that go in there and turn into girls. Like, I'm not
Yeah.
even gonna ask you that one because I know better than that one.
Nah.
That's not on the list. That's disrespectful. You know what I mean? But
Right, 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 right.
how did you end up doing your time, man? How do you think somebody else would have viewed you? How did you do your time?
Man, anybody that know me, like in the beginning from the jail, we had to put our names on our, like when your peoples bring your whites in the jail, they had to write your name on your socks, your boxers, so I had T White. I used to have T White on my shirt. So that was my name coming into Sussex 2. You know what I mean? From the jail to Sussex 2, I was T White. You know what I mean? So like I'll say from my beginning stages of Sussex 2, when they finally let us start moving around and they got rid of all the low end inmates and all of that. Like I was an inmate, I was still green. I'm running around, trying to rap. I'm trying to find myself, man. I'm just running around, just being a young dude in prison. But like after a while, I ain't even gonna lie, man, it started clicking after I started seeing like certain individuals, man, you know what I mean, move around on Sussex, man. I started seeing that the ones that kind of get the money is the ones that kind of like live good. And
Mm-hmm.
that's a bad occupation to choose in prison. I don't suggest anybody to do that. You know what I mean? But like I chose to kind of like chase the money. Like I just
Mm-hmm.
always had a situation, man. It just always started falling in my lap. I always had the gift of gab. Like it just, I don't know. I just always been a cool dude. I never was a gang member. Being from Norfolk, it was so many guys that I knew that were gang members, top gang members, and they
And
always tried to bring me home.
Norfolk is infested with bloods.
That's the
Infested. The seven
headquarters.
cities is infested with bloods, man.
Facts. Facts, man. But nah, Jay, I was more, I used to try to like keep the peace, bro. Like I used to be the one, man, that kind of like if we gotta make, everybody's city got maniacs, bro, and like dudes is wild. And I used to be the one, I'm getting the package. So you know what I mean? So if a dude come in, he wild, I'm like, yo, bro, you can be wild, bro, but like, look, this is what we doing. Now, this is like, I'm not letting nobody pump me in there now. If somebody do something in there, I gotta do what I gotta do. Thank God, I never had to go get the hammer. You know what I mean? Or and hurt somebody, or somebody had to do that to me, man. I kind of was just with dudes, the Richmond dudes rock with me. The dudes
That's
in the
big.
towns, they rock with me. Like everybody used to just rock with me because I was a cool dude. So like I just moved around, man, and just try to stay safe and survive in there, Jay. That's who I was in there, bro. You know what I mean?
I remember when shit got real for me, right? The
Right.
first time I seen somebody like seriously hurt somebody else, right? Like knife wise, I seen a guy get attacked. Do you remember the first time you seen something like that take place?
Yeah, man. Like when I first seen a dude get attacked, like I seen something worse than that before after, but the first time I actually seen my first attack was over the poker table. And like to see a dude like coming from the jail, we like they wasn't gambling at deep metals that like how prison is like. But when I seen dudes gambling in the jail, like it got to serious. The dudes want to fight, but to see it get serious, the dudes want to stab was a whole different ball game, man. Like when I got to prison and I seen a dude go after a dude, man, like. He went after him with that jump, man. The dude was fighting him. It was like, you know how it is in there, Jay. Like dudes think
Mm-hmm.
when you hear about the dudes with knives, like that don't matter to a lot of dudes that's trying to protect themselves in there and
Mm-hmm.
don't want to, you know what I mean, get unalive. So, I seen dude fighting him back with the knife, but just to see him getting hit as he fighting was something it was wild to watch, a witness, man. So like that was the first time I seen something, man, over a poker game, man. Like I seen two dudes getting it. One of the dudes went and got the hammer and he was hitting dude and dude was fighting him back till the police came, man. That was crazy to witness,
That
man.
shit's
Like just
scary too, man. That
just
shit is
getting hit.
scary.
White t-shirt
Yeah.
spots. I was wild.
I've talked to so many animal thugs. How that shit don't affect me. That shit, I just continue. That shit does affect you. Whether you realize it or not, it does something to you. That's not normal. I said this in my last interview. Seeing shit like that is not normal. We're not supposed to see that type of stuff.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's what people that are victims of crimes or people that have witnessed things just out of the blue, they go on to have PTSD. There's somebody here in America tonight that's going to see something very heinous that's going to be affected by that shit for the rest of their lives. And that
Right.
shit definitely travels over to us. So from you go to Sussex 1, and from there, how many prisons were you in?
I went to deep metals. If you want to count that, I don't really count that, but deep metals, Sussex 2, Lawrenceville. I went home from Greensville that one year I was telling you about.
Lawrenceville,
Beautiful.
privately owned prison. I think
Geo.
70% of the cell phones I ever touched in my life while incarcerated came from Lawrenceville. we would hear the stories about Lawrenceville.
Right, right.
Were the
Me too.
stories true? But I mean, now the state is taking over. Lawrenceville is no longer privately owned. But on my last bid, dude told me they had a hole in the wall. Like he said, there was a hole in the wall, and dudes were going outside the building tonight to pick the pack up.
Jay, listen to me, man. That's why I was telling you, like, man, they would have let you up there. It'd have been hard for you to be a good Jay Williams up there. I'm telling you, it's so enticing, man. I'm telling you, man. Look, when it comes to, first of all you need is a GED to get hired up there. So you know it ain't just, you know how we see how the state training be. You know how they come in Greensville, how
Mhm.
they you know they still get bagged on Greensville, but like this is like a pack of 25 women, 2 guys. You know what I mean? That's the training. They come in every 90
Mm.
days and GD, no diploma, like just
No
never don't got a
physical,
felony. Yeah,
no
no
just
physical, nothing. And they bait, man. I'm talking about dudes is on their neck to the 9th degree, man. But outside of that, like it's just so many. It's just a better prison as far as like how the doors be open and you
Mhm.
always getting wrecked. And it's like more people up there, kind of like how you say, like how you was bitting on Greensville, like yo, dudes staying out the way, man. Like we getting money and staying out the way, and like we don't need a whole like dudes to get rid of you if you on some BS kind of like, you know what I mean? They had gang members up there, but like that's a bro. People was trying to get money on that camp, Jay. Period,
That's
man.
all I
Beautiful,
heard, man.
beautiful
Dude
camp.
showed up there. I was with a dude that came from Lawrenceville to Greensville, right? And as soon as he gets there, he wants to get some weed. So he hits the yard.
Immediately.
Look, he hits the yard and he gets to arguing with dude because he thinks dude's trying to get him. You
Right,
know what I mean? He came from receiving to Lawrenceville. He ain't never been nowhere but Lawrenceville. So his
right.
perception of how much weed you're supposed to get for a box
He
of
came with them
cigarettes
spoiled.
is all messed up. Dude, give him
Right.
that little fold, that little box piece in his hand. They get to looking at it like, you think I'm a dummy or something? Like, what is this? Dude, so what do you think you gonna get for a little box
You
of
back in the
cigarettes?
state, bro.
He like, bro, I need at least a spoon. You know, y'all know that you put the spoon in the
Yeah.
bag, you shake it to its level, boom, that goes in the conversation slip, you fold it up. Yeah, man. He said, man,
That's
up
crazy.
Lawrenceville, $50 would give me an eighth, maybe a quarter. I said, man,
They sell the
stop, man.
cups. Jay,
Yeah,
you
the
know the
medicine
medicine
cups.
cups? They
Do they
sell the
pack it
cups,
down or
bro.
they just scoop it?
Bro, like I mean,
They
like
ain't
it'll
packing it down.
be
That'd be crazy.
they'll pack it down, Jay. I ain't
That's
joking, man.
crazy.
Like they'll have it bagged up like you know what I mean? The cup will be in a bag tied up. That's how they
Mm,
selling it in that joint, man. Like, man, I'm telling you, man, like that the phone when it comes to phones, Jay, I had a phone. I had like I probably had like 7 phones, man. Like I ain't gonna lie, I wanted to go home. When they came to call me to go to Greensville, Jay, I almost shed a tear because I
right.
seen so many people go home from that joint. Right, I'm already like it's 2015. I'm like, man, I got almost year and a half left. Man, those people called me to pack up, Jay. Man, I almost shed. I was in a situation when they called me to pack up. That shit was crazy, man. But it's beautiful camp though. I did 7 years on there. I did 7 on Sussex, 7 on Lawrenceville. And for real, my time went fast, Jay, man. That's why I probably like I didn't really like for real, man. Like a lot of dudes don't believe I did that much time. You know what I mean? But like I just kind of stayed busy about what I was telling you about, man. Like I just kind of chased the bag, bro. And thank God I never had to get into no major trouble, man. Made it through that camp, man. I made it through my bid, bro.
I've
You know what I
said the
mean?
same thing. The time people ask me when it comes to my time, did it feel like a long time? And I tell
Right.
them while you're going through it, yes. When you're counting them calendars down, you're like, damn, I still got this many years left. And you're losing family out here and you see people in the visiting room and they're now getting old. Yeah, the time feels slow, but when it's over and you look back at it, it's like, damn, that shit flew by.
Shit flew, bro.
I remember like when you said you got your time, everything blanked out. And this is the true story. The same thing with me. When they came back, they said, for the charge of robbery, 20 years.
Mm.
For the charge of malicious wounding, 20 years. After that, all I heard was Charlie Brown. When they started, if that
Wah,
makes sense,
wah, wah, wah.
when they started suspending time,
Right.
it literally all I heard was want, 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 want. Like it felt like everybody was getting further and further away from me. And like I
Damn.
detached myself from reality because all I heard was 40 years. You know
Mm.
what I mean? At 24 years old, I just heard these people say 40 years. They still talking. I'm doing math in my head. Like, I'll be 61 years old when I get out.
Woo.
So you end up going to Greensville. You go to receive it. You go to reentry at Greensville, right? That's
Right.
why they ended up packing you up from Lawrenceville was
Yeah.
without no
Yeah.
you didn't put in to be shipped. Clearly you didn't
No,
want to leave there. They
no,
just
man.
snatched you up for the
No, Jay.
reentry program.
Man, Jay, the lady caught me. I promise you, man. Like I knew I was getting short, and I knew that this. I was like, they ain't gonna be petty like that. I'm like, they gonna let me go home from Lawrenceville. I've been up here forever.
In bid
Man, I
mode.
came back from. I walked in from breakfast. My roommate say, "Hey man, the lady in the booth was calling your name." I said, "For what?" Man, Jay, I got the pack. I got the phone. I said, "For what?" I hit the button. Lady said, "White." I said, What you want white for?" She said, "You white." I said, "What's up?" She was like, You gotta pack your stuff, man. You getting transferred tomorrow." It was a gift and a curse, though, Jay. I ain't even gonna lie. Like real quick. Like, even though I said I had all that going on, I was on Lawrenceville forever, like living good, all that shit, like, oh, excuse me, all of that. But like, it was still
You
like a
curse.
gift and a curse. It was a blessing in disguise because I needed to clean up. You know what I mean? I needed to go ahead and go and work out my last year, get my mind right. I needed to just not do nothing wrong. You know what I mean? And like moving me to Greensville was, I thought God kind of like just like, look, you need to get away from that. And it was a good thing, man, because it got my mind ready for the streets because I never said I was going to bring those habits to the streets that I told you I was trying to survive and the way I was surviving in there. Like I did what I had to do in there. You know what I mean? But I already knew I never was coming back to prison. Like before I was thinking about staying out of the way and having that. But I knew for a fact, Jay, that I was never, ever, ever coming back to that place, bro. Never, bro. So like, I felt like getting transferred to Greensville was a blessing in disguise, bro.
Was you nervous when you heard you were going to Greensville? Because everybody hears the stories about Greensville. Nine
Yeah.
times out of 10, when you hear about a stabbing or a homicide, it's usually coming out of Greensville. Were you nervous showing up there?
I mean, after around that time, Jay, I just felt like
You've
because you got
been
to
down
understand, like you said,
14 years. You've been down
facts.
14 years at this point. The
I've been down a
nervousness
minute.
of going to a new compound is out the window.
Facts, but still though,
Right.
my man who I was in a situation with, he was a blood, and he just left. He got off there to come to Lawrenceville. So like after just hearing about how that reentry whole side, because they said the whole side was reentry, they was like that junk wilder than the population. Now I'm still looking at it like, man, I'm good anywhere I go. Like I ain't tripping, but at the same time though, man, Jay, I had to go up there with a little something something, you know what I mean? So, I go up
Mhm.
there with a little something something and got down, moved around a little bit, but I wasn't nervous. I just was mad that I was leaving Lawrenceville. I ain't gonna lie to you, I wasn't scared. Like you say, 14 years in, like
Mhm.
long as it ain't the
Yeah.
mountains,
Yeah.
I ain't give a damn where they sent me, Jay.
And then the only thing you scared of in the mountains is the 23-hour day lockdowns when
Damn
them giant
right. I'm
trees
still
up
about
there
trying to
that'll
take
beat
you out
your
up
ass.
there. I don't want you
Yeah,
going
them
there.
them
Hell
country boys
no.
up there do you dirty and say you had a knife, like,
You see what
not
I'm
what you really
saying?
end
Hell
up. So
no.
you get
That's
to
why I
you get to
ducked that.
Greensville, you got 18 months left. Start working on yourself, trying to get prepared for coming home, right?
Facts.
You get
Yep.
out after how long did you end up doing? Like exactly, was it 17 years?
16 years, 6 months.
Ah, 16. That's a lot of months, man.
Got locked up 17, came home 34.
Went in essentially, and I don't want to say a boy, but a teenager, and
Yeah,
became a man in prison. First time felon.
first time felon,
Y'all need to
man.
hear that. First time felon. Me, it made a little more sense with me because I've been, y'all know my story. I've been in and out of trouble my whole entire life. This man had a good life and I made some bad choices. For you guys watching, for you mothers, show this to your children, your sons. This man made some bad choices, and in one night, without hurting anybody, without taking any life, ended up spending the next 17 years in prison. And they'll do it to you. They don't discriminate. So 17 years later, you come out. I know how it was for me. How was the world once you came out after 17 years?
The world was kind of what I thought it was gonna be, Jay. I ain't even gonna lie. Of course the technology and all of that was new. But I kind of stayed in tune. I was blessed, man. My brother kept me, hip. I stayed in tune. But all those years on Lawrenceville, I stayed connected to the streets. But when you get out, it's a different situation, man. I was kind of blessed because I was able to get back with my ex-girlfriend, man. Like we're married now. This is my wife to this day. And like once
Congratulations.
me and well, thank you, man. And like once me and her started like talking, like it just I felt like that was another gift from God. Like, getting moved to Greensville. Then me and her getting like we was already talking before Greensville, but that just made sense. Like once I got to Greensville, we just kind of locked in even more. And it's like we felt like we was perfect for each other, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so I came home to her and a good family. So I had a good support system behind me, you know what I mean? Because she definitely wasn't trying to let me fail. And I knew I definitely would never ever leave her again. Cause I already left her the first time, you know what I mean? So I was like, I could never leave her again. So like I had that looming in my head that, bro, listen, you gotta do right, man. I just knew I was gonna do right, Jay. You know what I mean? Like I seen a lot of guys come home and fumble like they life and go right back, man. It's like I don't
Hmm.
understand it because like I say, like I started from the bottom, man. Like the first job I had, I got turned down. My wife had job interviews lined up before I came home. My first job interview was at UPS. I mean not UPS, but FedEx, the warehouse. I went there. I thought I was gonna get that, man. Those people turned me down, man. So I went through getting turned down until I finally got a job throwing coffee bean bags in Portsmouth. So like that was my first job, man. And like
Doing
I
what
started
now?
from there.
You was doing
Jay, I
what?
was hey Jay, I promise you, look, this was a job. First of all, it looked like prison. It looked like prison, Jay. Jay, look,
Right
when
at
I say
home.
everybody been locked up, Jay, everybody's been
His
locked up
face
that
tats
working there.
and gold teeth and
Man, Jay, listen, it was a dude. Jay, listen, I got a video. I'll show you later. I swear to God. It was a dude in there selling the fucking lollipops. It was a dude in there selling the
no,
lollipops.
not
Prompt
the
on
straight the
everything.
prison lollipops.
Man, he had look, he was I seen it. I was like, because look, we throw the coffee bags, like you gotta have a partner, you got these hooks and you throwing 15 pallets off a tractor, a little baby tractor trailer that come pull up in the joint. So they was paying you $25 a pallet, you know what I mean, $25 a truck. So we trying to throw, back then I'm super in shape. Like that
Yeah.
joint kept you in shape. That was the good thing about that job, you know what I mean? Because you sweat bullets, you know what I mean? But like yeah, that was the first job, bro. Everybody looked like they was locked up. I left there, got another job, bro. Like I just kept climbing the ladder, man. Like just trying to get better, man. So like, you know what I mean? Like don't get discouraged, nobody, man. Like that prison, I don't care what you got going on. You can be mopping floors in Burger King. That is better than work. That is better than going to penitentiary. Y'all don't want to go to penitentiary, man. Like that's that's
My
that's a whole different ball game.
Trey, I talk to one of my old cellmates quite regularly, right? He lives like 20 minutes from me. Good dude. Shout out to Mike. Shout out to Shady. And we were talking. He said when he first came home, he was working at a pallet company, putting pallets
Right.
together, right? It was like $10 an hour. He's like, man, I was making terrible money. He's
Mm,
like, but before I would complain, I would think back to when I was making 27 cents an hour.
dang,
You know what I mean? Because that for y'all that don't know, here in Virginia is 27, 35, 45. That's the pay rate. The pay hasn't changed since the 70s. Everything
that's
else has gone
crazy.
up. Well, the commissary price has gone up. And at the time when they implemented that pay rate, a man could survive off that. This was the 70s when they put this pay rate in. Was as y'all know, inflation's a motherfucker. Since the 70s, everything has gone up. Back then, you could probably get a pack of
Everything
cigarettes
I've
for
done.
you get a pack of cigarettes for under $1 back in the 70s. You know what I mean? 60, 70 cents, you get a pack of cigarettes. So he went through the same thing. I went through the same thing. So you go through the jobs, you do that. You've now got married. You're a prison content creator. How does that come into play? We've all got a story. How do you start doing prison content? What inspires you to do prison content?
I ain't gonna lie, like at first, I seen you second, but at first I seen the dude Joe T. Baker. Shout out to Joe T. Baker, man. He's definitely
Shout
another
out to Boo Baker. Okay, so
Baker,
boom.
Joe T. Baker. Joe T. Baker is definitely one of the goats, man. This niche of ours that we have, man.
Mhm.
This prison content creating,
It's
man. But
my
I saw
guy.
him
Shout
on
out to
TikTok.
Joe.
Facts. I
Hmm.
seen him on TikTok, and I saw what he was doing. And like for real, Jay, like I've been home. Like when I get around my homeboys, I'm the only one that done a bunch of time. You know what I mean? So like every time, how it's just something we don't be wanting to do it, but when we get around people, we like, man, I might know him, man. I remember we was in the joint, and it's always, you
Hmm.
know what I mean? So like I always knew I can do it. My wife always told me I can do it. I just felt like in the beginning when we lived in the apartment, like people don't understand. I feel like I like to do it alone. Like I like to be alone when I'm doing my YouTube. Like I can do it with somebody around, but it's like I like to do my work kind of like when I'm alone. And it's like back then I really didn't have the space. I could have started in the car if I wanted to, man. Like, cause I always was in my car back then, cause I used to have to smoke in the car because we couldn't smoke in my apartment. So I used to I tried it back then, and I just was scared, Jay, man. But long story short, when we finally moved into our house, I just had the space finally, and it wasn't no excuse, man. It was like I tried it, and I finally broke the jitters off just doing my first video, and once I did it, it was like at first it wasn't no motion. Then like 3 days later, Jay, I started getting subscribers, man, and like I'm almost at 18K now. You know what I mean? I'm so proud of myself because this is like I just felt like I told you how I lived in prison. Like I just always been somebody that just wants some money, Jay. Like I don't have to be like a millionaire, like, but I just want to be able to like to do what I want to do, man, and have something that's mine. So like for God to bless me with a job like a content creator on YouTube, to be in the fraternity of people on YouTube, period, man. Like it's a blessing, man. Like I'm super blessed for being here, bro. Talking to you right now is a blessing, bro.
And
You know
you're a
what I
good
mean?
storyteller. Y'all make sure y'all check Trey out, man. You're a good storyteller. I watched one of
Appreciate
your
you,
videos the
man.
other day where you was
Appreciate you.
talking about
Appreciate
y'all was wrestling in the jail,
you. Yeah,
and
appreciate
the big white dude was like, come on, man." Bro, I've been in those situations. I've been in those type
Yeah,
of dorms with those type of people, and I remember just
right.
listening to your stories, and I'm just like, "This dude's a damn fool, man." But
Yeah.
you're a very positive person, man. You don't bring no bullshit to the game. How
Facts.
was it when you finally like? For me, I started doing YouTube with no expectations of getting paid. It was very therapeutic. I enjoyed the storytelling. I enjoyed
Right.
interacting with the viewers and the audience, right? A lot of the stuff I wanted to share, you know what I mean? Like, this is crazy shit. I need to share this with somebody. And then there comes a point where you wake up one day and you're like, hold on, I'm gonna make money off this. You
Mhm.
got to the point to where you're now making money. How was that? Like, this is
Man,
not
Jay,
just this ain't a hobby. Your girl ain't just, why you in there on that camera again? You know what I mean? We got stuff. You need to clean up in here. Your ass need to
right,
go get a
right, right.
job. Bills is due. And now you're able to go tell her, hey, look, yeah, you see this? This thing that made some money right here. How's that been?
Man, Jay, it's been so beautiful, man, just to be able to like have a job where like my life, I got a great life, man. I don't have children yet, but like this my life is like I wake up, bro, I go mess with the la. I wake and bake with the la, you know what I mean?
Right.
I sit back, get my mind right,
Mandatory.
then I go to work. Then I
Right.
work, man. Then I edit my work, and then my day
It's
is over with.
mandatory. You know what I mean?
Man,
It's man,
I got
you
I
see
got the
my
same
eye,
thing.
you see my eyes, it's
Yeah.
mandatory.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot, Jay. But yeah, man, like I like for real. I never wanted to be able to have a job where I gotta always put it in the cup and but those are the good jobs that you can get if you know what I mean. Like you gonna have to put it in the cup in majority of these good jobs in Virginia. So I'm
Mhm.
blessed, man, because like I say, we mess with the la man. And like I did 16 years in prison, man. So I think I deserve kind of like I kept it solid 16 years. You know what I mean? I'm a good dude at heart. Like I kind of deserve to be in the situation that I am, man, because I'm gonna keep this situation and treat it like my child, like my baby, man. Like this is what I got. This is what I got, man. Like and like without the money, like just like you say, like interacting with people that rock with you all around the world is a like you got to be able to be in this position to really feel like what I mean. When we
Mhm.
coming from like to have somebody from Germany write you a long message, to have somebody in Jamaica write you some stuff like the people that's rocking with you all over the country in the United States is amazing, man. So like that type of that's like having that right there. Like I read my comments, Jay. Like I'm not super big. Maybe when I get like thousands and thousands of views, I ain't gonna be able to read all the comments. But right now,
Mhm.
I'm still reading comments, bro. You know what I mean? So I love the situation I am, man. And I'm embracing it. And this is where I'm at, bro.
I enjoyed those days, man. Let me tell you, you get to
Yeah,
a point, bro. I get people to get so mad at me. I didn't
the
comment.
jewelry.
Finally, I'll catch one of the comments. I've been commenting for 4 years, right? And I'm like, I'm literally getting thousands of comments per hour, going
Right.
back 600 videos. I got over 600 videos. You
Dang.
commenting on videos I made 4 years ago. I ain't seen a comment from that video in 4 years. So
Dang.
it's you had a good point in it. You can still do live streams and interact with people. I do a
Facts.
live stream and that shit looks like the Matrix.
That's
I can't. I gotta pause the screen and pick something to read. That shit is just
right, right,
like the
right,
computer's glitched out, man.
right. You're doing
So you
good when
go.
it's like that, though, Jay. You're doing good when it's like that.
It is, man. I'm making jokes about it, man. But that's what pays. When it's doing it like that,
Facts.
that's when you're officially doing it now. You know what I
Right,
mean? Like
right,
my wife
right,
would tell
right.
me sometimes, you need to go blow some leaves or something. You're always at home. I said, I'm at work. What you
Yeah,
mean you at work? You eating a big ass bowl of cereal right now, playing Call of Duty. I said, yeah, but I
yeah.
got 600 videos that are being watched all across the world right now.
Tell them what
And
it is, Jay. Tell them, break it down to them, Jay. Catalog game.
it's a catalog. Your
Catalog
favorite
game.
artist, your favorite artist that's dropped 7 albums, you get mad if he ain't dropped an album in a year and they want to call him broke. Like
Right.
people still ain't bumping them 7 albums. People are
They still
finding that
bumping.
artist. They're finding that people like with guys like me, they're finding me for the first time today. And you know what they do? They go down the rabbit hole. They
Mm-hmm.
go back to the very beginning and they start watching. They're like, "Oh, I love this guy. I love his stories." And that happens with hundreds and thousands of people every day once you get big. So your
Facts.
views stay constantly at a certain level. You drop a video, they go up a little bit. And if you don't drop a video, they're still doing good. It's still cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. You're asleep and it's cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. But it
Damn
takes
right.
a while. I've been doing this 6 years now, man. So
Mm.
I'm definitely blessed. Been eating off of it 6 years, living a good life off it 6 years. What are your plans, man? Like, what are you planning to do, or what's next?
Um, what I really want to do, Jay, man, like I just I like doing YouTube. I ain't even gonna lie, like I always been like I always been a person. Like, I'm not gonna say like a comedian type of guy, but like I always was funny within my own self. So like since I've been doing this, like I don't know, man. Like I'm thinking about a lot of things in the future, man. I kind of want to get me a spot where I can just do all the content that I want to do. Like just have a little building that I can, I can shoot skits, I can shoot this, I can have interviews, I can do I kind of want to do that, man, because I'm this is what I'm into now, man. This is my life, man. So like the camera is who I am. Everybody gonna know me. Like 2026, I'm gonna turn all the way up. Like it's like doing this, what you get out, what you put in. You know what I mean? Like whatever you put
Mhm.
in is what you're gonna get out in this business that we got. So I'm just trying to just keep it entertaining how I do my stories. But in the future, I want to kind of do a lot more other things, man. Like I say, the interviews. I want to have a situation where I can do skits. Like I just want to do a lot of different stuff, Dom J, man.
All right, so you've done all your time compared to who you used to be. Who are you now?
Man, I'm a changed person, man. I'm an all around citizen, Jay, man. Can you believe it, Jay, man? On Tuesday, I went to court and got my gun rights back, man. Like, I
Wow.
didn't think they was gonna give it to me, Jay. When I tell you the prosecutor rumble, like, 'cause I used to hear about. I know you heard about how you got to do it when you like us, the guys who
Mhm.
got felonies and stuff, and they'll tell you you need a lawyer, and like, I went in there with no lawyer. You know what I mean? Because I felt like I had a great argument, man. Now going in there, I didn't know I was gonna have the worst crime out of everybody in the courtroom, right? So when he finally got to me, my crime 25 years old. I got locked up in 2000. You know what I mean? My crime 25 years old. So I've been home since 2017, no trouble. You know what I mean? Since that, I got my own business on YouTube. My wife has her own business. We deal with money. I need protection. That was basically my argument in a nutshell. So when he finally let me talk, like I holler at the judge, I give him the same spiel. The judge feeling my pain. He asking questions. Hey, you get 18. Like, why you end up getting 18 years? Like, oh, you was in Virginia Beach. Like, he joking about it. He was like,
Mhm.
yo, you the only person I seen. I came there, I had all the breakdowns with my YouTube stuff. He joking about that. Like, yo, you the only person I met that make money off YouTube. My sons do it. They don't make money. So I see I got the judge on my side, but the prosecutor was like, man, when it comes to murder and robbery, like I don't agree with it. I don't think he should have it
Mhm.
because I think if even if it was 25 years ago, it's the victims that he robbed, they was in his courtroom. I don't think they'll agree to let him have a firearm, man. So the judge was like, "Yeah, I understand that, but like he done his time. Like he done his time. I did. That was 25 years ago." And like the judge was on my side, he gave it to me. Long story short, bro. So like that was a blessing, man. So the person I am today, I'm an all around changed citizen, man. Like I move like a citizen, I act like a citizen, and I stay out the way at all costs, man. Like I don't have a big circle. I don't want a big circle. Like this is my life right here, man. Like if you're not trying to evolve with me, evolve with me on YouTube, like I kind of don't really have time for nothing else, man. Because this is the new wave. So if you're a friend of somebody, if you're a friend of mine, and you don't want to hop into this, like that's on you, man. So like the person I am today is a grinder on this YouTube thing, man. And I'm a changed person, and I'm a all around great citizen now, man. That's who I am, bro.
Amazing, man. That's a lot. That's a lot of time to. I've seen you're an exception because I've seen a lot of guys come out after doing that amount of time. They can't adjust. They
Right,
can't shake prison. They can't shake what they've been through. You know, it doesn't make them better. It makes them a worse version of what they were.
right,
So you look back, 17 years old when you caught your charge, and there's a lot of people out there. There's a lot of Treys out there in the world. 17 years old, riding around with your homeboys in the car, bumping music, smoking weed, deciding to do some dumb shit. Shit you probably don't even have to do. You're not living in the projects. You ain't, you know what I mean? In fact, your house ain't infested with roaches. You got nice, probably good shoes on your feet. Your people
right.
take care of you. What would you say to 17-year-old Trey, to that kid riding around tonight in the car with his friends with that gun on him, thinking about going to do something stupid? What would your advice be to him?
Man, the advice I would tell him, man, is to think about his family because that's what I didn't think about when I was doing the things I was doing, man. Like, like to this day, I know I really hurt my mom. when I got locked up, man. Like out of everybody, like I know that John really crushed her that her youngest son got taken away because she never got to hug me again, like all the way into deep metals when I first got locked up. Like so, like and just like to be around me, like all the way to 2017. So like think about I would tell him to think about his family, whoever it is. He might have a child, he might have some parents that really care about him, sisters, brothers. He might be the oldest sibling. He got to take care of the youngest brothers, man. Think about those people, man, because when we make these mistakes and do all these dumb crimes that we be doing, we not thinking right. Like the people that get affected is the family. They got to come visit you. They got to put money on your books. They got to adjust to the life of you being in prison, and that's not fair to them. You know what I mean? So like the person that I am today, I preach that you got to think of these people. Like you got to think about the people that's going to hurt by your bad decisions, man. Like when we make these bad decisions, I promise you, Jay. Like we're not thinking about like the people that's going to get affected by it the most. You know what I mean? So like at the end of the day, I'm gonna let them know, man. Like think about those people, man. Like if a lot of people think about those people that's gonna get affected, maybe a lot of people will reverse from doing those crimes that they was thinking about doing, man. So like thinking about your family is the number one thing that I would school somebody on that's about to do something stupid, Jay.
That's great advice, man. Because I don't know how it was for you, but I can tell you this: I thought the streets messed with me. I thought I had a lot of friends, man. I thought everybody loved Jay when I caught my time. I thought I'm gonna be good. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be tapped in. They're gonna write me. In the beginning of your bid, you can pick up the phone, you can call people. You might even have some people come to visit you when you're still in the jail. And
Right.
then over time, those people fade away. But you know
Facts.
who don't fade away? Your family.
Family.
You know who's going to continue to send you money? Your family.
Family.
You know, you're the only people after the amount of time you've done, the time I've done, that's still going to answer the phone. It's your
Your family.
family. And if something happens to you, the only people that are going to care is your family.
It's a fact.
So before we get out of here, man, let everybody know where they can find you at. I'm going to put a link to Tre's, all his platforms, anything he's got in the description of the video. It's also on the screen. But let everybody know where they can find you at, Tre.
Man, y'all can find me on all platforms at Staying Out the Way Tre, man. Tre is with a TRE. Staying Out the Way Tre, you can find me there, man. I also started another channel called Staying Out the Way Media. You can find me over there too, man. Instagram, TikTok, all of that. Staying Out the Way Tre, man. I'm right there, man. Come check me out. I do great stories. I got a lot of stories over there. I do part one and part twos, man. I kind of rock. You know, I'm in my beginning stages of the YouTube, so I'm super hungry. So I'm rocking every day on YouTube with stories, man. Like I take you through your work day, man. So come holler at me over there, man. Come holler at me. Some great stories over there.
I appreciate you coming on, Tre. People gonna be excited about
Appreciate
this one, man. They kept saying you need to get
you,
Tre, you need to
man.
get Tre, you need to
Yeah,
get Tre.
man. I had to,
Hey,
Jay, let me pull up. I appreciate you, Jay, man. Real talk. We gotta stay locked in, bro. It was
oh, come
cool
on.
to you, man. Real now that we
Anybody
done
I've
met, bro.
interviewed will tell you, man, like it's not just business for me. I like good dudes, and I don't have a lot of people I have around me. You know what
Right.
I mean? Like we've been talking off and on way before all this, and we'll stay in touch after this. For me, it ain't just
Definitely.
let's get this video done and then I'm on
Definitely.
my way. I was in no rush, you know what I mean? Like it was
Right,
one of the
right,
things where I'm like, all right, let's do the video. You know what I mean?
right,
I
right,
like to
right,
get to
right.
know somebody. We've spent quite a bit of time talking about life, not really prison outside of this, right? What we're doing right now. Majority of our
Yeah,
conversations have been about life, real life shit we have going on, shit we want to happen. So
facts.
it was a pleasure having you on, Tre. I'm sure the
Appreciate you, my
people
guy.
gonna enjoy it.
Appreciate you.
And
Appreciate you, man.
y'all be safe out there until next time.
Be easy.
Salute.